3.5 million pages, 2,000 videos, 180,000 images. For years, the public demanded the Department of Justice open the Epstein investigation files to the world. In November of 2025, a law was signed that forced exactly that. By January of 2026, the largest document released in the case's history was published. This is the story of how it actually happened. Yeah.
3.5 million pages stamped and released,
2,000 videos,
180,000 images at least.
Signed in November,
Dropped before the spring.
public law.
1938 changed everything.
Discharge petition cracked the chamber open wide.
427 yes.
Just one no on that ride.
Largest Epstein document drop on record today.
History didn't whisper.
It walked through the gate.
Yeah. Rewind to July 2025, the bipartisan call. Massey and Connor stood together, ignored the partisan wall. Republican from Kentucky, Democrat from California in line, drafted the Transparency Act, defined the legal design. Speaker Johnson tried to delay, sent the House home for break. Hoped the August recess would cool what the public wouldn't take. September came, the House Rules Committee voted no the first round. 8-4 against McGovern's motion kept the bill underground, but Massey filed the discharge petition, a procedural override. 218 signatures needed before the bill could ride. Walkinshaw won Virginia, Grijalva won Arizona seat. November 12th, she swore the oath, the petition complete. 4 Republicans signed alongside 214 on the left. Bobbitt held his signature firm despite the pressure and theft. The mathematics of democracy, one signature broke the dam. Procedure beat obstruction in the room where the bill began.
3.5 million pages stamped and released, 2,000 videos, 180,000 images at least.
Signed in November,
Dropped before the spring.
public law.
1938 changed everything.
Discharge petition cracked the chamber open wide.
427 yes.
Just one no on that ride.
Largest Epstein document drop on record today.
History didn't whisper.
It walked through the gate.
November 18th, the House voted 427-1. Higgins of Louisiana stood alone when the count was done. The Senate passed it by unanimous consent that very night. Trump signed it on the 19th. No cameras under the light. 30-day deadline ticked toward December's close. DOJ released the first batch on the 19th.
Heavy redaction shows
5 waves of releases follow. January the 30th, the last. 500 department reviewers worked through the document mass. 3 million additional pages joined the prior production runs. 3.5 million total when the final file count was done. Approximately 200,000 pages held back with redacted privileged victim protection. Ongoing case reasons enacted. Notable individuals not redacted per the department's word. Government accountability questions kept the issue stirred.
February.
Brought congressional reviewers, secured federal sites. Lawmakers read unredacted files but couldn't copy the rights. The largest transparency push since the Kennedy records came through. Built on a precedent of forcing the documented truth.
Oh, 3.5 million pages stamped and released, 2,000 videos, 180,000 images at least. Signed in November, dropped before the spring.
Public law.
1938 changed everything.
Discharge petition cracked the chamber open wide.
427 yes.
Just one no on that ride.
Largest Epstein document drop on record to date.
History didn't whisper.
It walked through the gate.
3.5 million pages. Don't read themselves. Behind every figure is a process.
Petitions,
Votes, deadlines,
redactions, reviews.
The Epstein Files Transparency
Act stands
as one of the most documented forced disclosure efforts in modern American legislative history.
the work of reading the record, separating the verified from the contested.
Belongs now to journalists.
Courts and citizens
Transparency,
is the start of accountability.
never the end of it. Never the end of it. Almost 3.5 million pages have now reached the public spotlight. thousands of video recordings and nearly 200,000 photographs in plain sight. After intense legislative maneuvering, the Justice Department finally opened its archives, delivering the most massive disclosure ever made in this long-running, high-profile matter. In mid-2025, two lawmakers from rival parties joined hands on a bold plan. A Kentucky Republican and a California Democrat crafted the measure by hand. They authored a bill mandating the full release of every available government record, pushing past committee hurdles where traditional resistance often scored. When standard procedures stalled, they launched a discharge petition drive, gathering the exact number of signatures needed to bring the bill alive. Support crossed party lines until the threshold was finally met, forcing the full House to confront the transparency request. On November 18th, the chamber rang with a decisive call. 427 numbers voted yes, while one stood tall. A Louisiana Republican became the single voice of opposition that day, as the Senate cleared the measure through unanimous consent without delay. The following morning, the president placed his signature on the new statute, turning the proposal into public law in 1938 and sealing its value. A tight 30-day window began for the Justice Department to act, launching a massive internal review to organize and extract every fact. December brought the opening wave with additional batches rolling out. Then January 30th, 2026 delivered the final knockout. More than 3 million fresh pages landed alongside video and image files, pushing the grand total close to 3.5 million in compiled style. Hundreds of staff members worked through mountains of material night and day, preparing searchable folders now available for the public to survey. Roughly 200,000 pages carry protective markings or remain withheld due to victim safeguard. Legal privileges and active inquiry still being held. Oversight committees continue examining the handling and the scope, while lawmakers review complete versions and secure locations under tight rope. The debate over completeness continues in hearings and public view. Yet the volume release marks a landmark breakthrough. This process showed how procedural tools can overcome institutional delay, turning persistent demands into concrete public access today. Emails, interview notes, financial trails, and visual evidence now sit online, waiting for citizens, journalists, and researchers to examine and align. Nearly 3.5 million documents represent more than raw data on a screen. They reflect months of bipartisan effort, a near unanimous House vote, swift Senate action, presidential approval, and a sweeping compliance operation by the Department of Justice. Redactions follow statutory rules, and review bodies keep watch. Every American now holds direct access to this historic archive. The files themselves do not tell a single story. That task belongs to those who choose to read them carefully. This level of transparency strengthens democratic oversight and sets a precedent for future cases. The numbers are real. The records are public. The rest is up to us. Yeah. The files were The files were The files were sealed for years behind a federal lock and key. But truth that's waiting breaks its chains. This is what the records say. No allegation, no conjecture, just the court and what it shows. Pull up every docket number, let the documented record flow.
Flight logs, court files, documents unsealed.
Names on paper sworn to positions, nothing here concealed.
This ain't rumor, this ain't gossip, it's the public record's voice.
Epstein's network, Maxwell's trial. Truth, don't ask for your choice. Jeffrey Epstein, financier, convicted sex offender, 2008. A non-prosecution deal with a cost to let him walk with minimum weight. 14 months work releases, we high deal that raised alarms. Federal prosecutors later called that deal outside accepted norms. He ran a private jet. The logs were filed and duly tracked. The Lolita Express, that name is in the documented facts. Bill Clinton, former president, the logs confirm he flew. 26 confirmed flights documented, that's the public view. Trump and Epstein photographed together, Palm Beach circa 2002. A published magazine quote from Trump called Epstein terrific on the record too. By 2019, Trump stated publicly that friendship had long since been through. That statement's documented, both the praise and the eventual undo. Little St. James, a private island registered in U.S. territory. The site named in depositions, lawsuits, and court proceeding story. Investigators, journalists, and plaintiffs all confirmed the deed. The island sold post-death in 23. That's public record guaranteed.
Flight logs, court files, documents unsealed.
Names on paper sworn to positions, nothing here concealed.
This ain't rumor, this ain't gossip, it's the public record's voice.
Epstein's network, Maxwell's trial.
Truth, don't ask for your choice.
British socialite Epstein's long-term associate arrested July 2020, faced a federal prosecutor. December 2021, the jury reached its verdict, guilty on 5 counts. Sex trafficking of minors, that's what the court document amounts. Sentenced to 20 years and 22, the gavel fell its fact. She didn't act alone, that's what prosecutors stated on the record track. Virginia Juffa filed civil suits, her testimony sworn and sealed. January 2024, the federal judge ordered documents revealed. Over 900 pages, names appeared in legal filings, context clear. Some named as witnesses, some accused, some merely present, that's the tier. The media reported it, the New York Times, the BBC, the AP Wire ran. Court documents, a public record.
Read them if you can.
Settle civil claims with Juffa out of court in 2022. No admission of liability, but the settlement's confirmed and true. Alan Dershowitz, named in filings, denies all accusations made. The legal filings are on record, what each party did or said. Hillary Clinton, her name appeared in documents and public chatter. Tied through proximity and association, that's the journalistic matter. No charges filed, no criminal finding, no conviction to a name, but the documents confirm connections. The public records frame.
Flight logs, court files, documents unsealed.
Names on paper sworn to positions, nothing here concealed.
This ain't rumor, this ain't gossip, it's the public record's voice.
Epstein's network, Maxwell's trial.
Don't ask for your choice. Epstein.
Epstein died August 10, 2019 inside a federal cell. The medical examiner ruled it suicide, though some dispute that still. The files are open, pacer holes done for your request confirmed. The truth was always in the record, buried deep beneath the firm. No conspiracy, no fantasy, just what the courts declared. Every line inside this record has a docket number paired. The powerful walk among us, but the paper trail remains. Check the source, verify the filing. Justice lives in what it names. The files were sealed for years behind a federal lock and key. But truth has weight, it breaks its chains. This is what the records say. No allegation, no conjecture, just the court and what it shows. Pull up every docket number, let the documented record flow. Flight logs, court files, documents unsealed. Names on paper sworn to positions, nothing here concealed. This ain't rumor, this ain't gossip, it's the public record's voice. Epstein's network, Maxwell's trial, truth don't ask for your choice. Jeffrey Epstein, financier, convicted sex offender 2008. A non-prosecution deal with a cast to let him walk with. Minimum wait, 14 months work release, a sweet ideal that raised alarms. Federal prosecutors later called that deal outside accepted norms. He ran a private jet, the laws were filed and duty tracked. The Lolita Express, that name is in the documented facts. Bill Clinton, former president, the logs confirm he flew. 26 confirmed flights documented, that's the public view. Yeah, Trump and Epstein photographed together, Palm Beach circa 2002. A published magazine quote from Trump called Epstein terrific on the record too. By 2019, Trump stated publicly that friendship had long since been through. That statement's documented, both the praise and the eventual undo. Little St. James, a private island registered in U.S. territory. The site named in depositions, lawsuits, and court proceedings story. Investigators, journalists, and plaintiffs all confirmed the deed. The island sold post-death in 2023. That's public record guaranteed. Flight logs, court files, documents unsealed. Names on paper sworn to positions, nothing here concealed. This ain't rumor, this ain't gossip, it's the public record's voice. Epstein's network, Maxwell's trial. Truth don't ask for your choice. Ghislaine Maxwell, British socialite, Epstein's long-term associate, arrested July 2020, faced the federal prosecutor. December 2021, the jury reached its verdict, guilty on 5 counts, 6 trafficking of minors. That's what the court document amounts. Sentenced to 20 years and 22, the gavel fell, it's fact. She didn't act alone, that's what prosecutors stated on the record track. Virginia Juffer filed civil suits, a testimony sworn and sealed. January 2024, the federal judge ordered, documents revealed. Over 900 pages, names appeared in legal filings, context clear. Some named as witnesses, some accused, some merely present, that's the tear. The media reported it, the New York Times, the BBC, the AP Wire ran. Court documents, a public record, read them if you can. Prince Andrew settled civil claims with Juffer out of court in 2022. No admission of liability, but the settlement's confirmed and true. Alan Dershowitz, named in filings, denies all accusations made. The legal filings are on record, what each party did or said. Hillary Clinton, her name appeared in documents in public chatter, tied through proximity and association. That's the journalistic matter. No charges filed, no criminal finding, no conviction to a name, but the documents confirm connections, the public records frame. Flight logs, court files, documents unsealed. Names on paper sworn to positions, nothing here can. This ain't rumor, this ain't gossip, it's the public records voice. Epstein's network, Maxwell's trial. Truth don't ask for your choice. Epstein died August 10, 2019 inside a federal cell. The medical examiner ruled it suicide, though some dispute that still. The files are open, Pacer holds them, FOIA requests confirmed. The truth was always in the record, buried deep beneath the firm. No conspiracy, no fantasy, just what the courts declared. Every line inside this record has a docket number paired. The powerful walk among us, but the paper trail remains. Check the source, verify the filing. Justice lives in what it names. Justice lives in what it names.
Nina Burley and Katie Chenoweth. The First Lady's approval rating hit historic lows according to CNN polling data. Amanda Ungaro is speaking from Brazil after being deported. And the Epstein story is back in the headlines. All claims are attributed, all denials are included. Here's what happened.
A witness spoke and journalists published the interview.
Approval ratings hit the floor, historic lows.
In full review,
Ungaro said
she's willing to testify
before the oversight committee.
The Epstein story's back again
Every claim attributed
in this city.
Journalist Nina Burley and Katie Chenoweth published a new interview with Amanda Ungaro.
a former model from Brazil, now in public view. Ungaro answered questions via messaging platform from where she resides. After being deported from the United States, both sides provide their side. She claims she first had contact with Paolo Zampali around age 15. Zampali disputes some of these characterizations of what that relationship would mean. Zampali founded a modeling agency called ID Models based in New York. He recruited young women from Eastern Europe and Brazil for modeling work. He is credited as the man who introduced Melania Knauss to Donald Trump at a New York Fashion Week event in 1998. That connection is the jump. Zampali currently holds the title of Special Envoy for Global Partnerships, a diplomatic role in the current Trump administration.
That's the relationship.
Ungaro and Zampali were in a relationship for approximately 20 years. They share a teenage son and attended both Trump inaugurations as peers. She told the journalist that Melania knows what she claims to have witnessed, as she saw what she describes as highly compromising interactions. Her words are listed. Ungaro states she is willing to testify before the House Oversight Committee. That is her stated position as reported in the published interview. Specifically, Zampali denies all allegations and says accusations against it are fabricated. He has posted publicly that he is being harassed. That denial is clearly stated. Melania gave a surprise statement from the White House the week before, denied any meaningful connection to Epstein or Maxwell, and called reports false at the core. The time and the line with Ungaro's public posts on social media that same day. But whether Melania was directly responding to Ungaro has not been confirmed either way.
A witness spoke and journalists published the interview.
Approval ratings hit the floor.
Historic lows in full review.
Ungaro says
She's willing to testify
before the Oversight Committee.
The Epstein story's back again
Every claim attributed.
in this city.
CNN senior data analyst Terry Hinton presented favorability numbers on air. Melania's net favorability dropped to -12, the lowest for a first lady to compare at this point in the presidency. No modern first lady has polled this low on record. Michelle Obama stood at +42, Laura Bush at +46, both way above the standard. Hillary Clinton was at +25, Nancy Reagan at +50 on the chart. Even Jill Biden measured during the first term was above water from the start. Hinton called the numbers absolutely awful and historically unprecedented on the segment. Said she's breaking records in the way you don't want to break them. That's what he meant. Amazon spent an estimated $40 million on rights and $35 million marketing. The film combined theatrical, box office, domestic and international fell in the low to mid-teens. Looking grim, Hinton said a lot of people saw the documentary as political, even if unintended. The financial data paired with the polling data shows a public image that has descended. Ungaro told Brazilian outlet O Globo she flew on Epstein's plane around age 16 or 17 from Paris to New York with the agent Jean-Luc Brunel. She described young women on the scene. She states she never saw Epstein again after that single reported flight, but her 2-decade relationship
with Zampali
kept her in the Trump orbit tight. The New York Times reported that Zampali contacted a senior ICE official last June during the custody dispute over their son. That's the reporting from the newsroom.
Zampali denies
Requesting any intervention, DHS denies.
political motivation in the case.
Ungaro was detained on expired visa and fraud charges.
In deported
Those are the facts in place.
Epstein survivor.
Anuska de Georgia responded publicly after Trump spoke on the tarmac. Trump referred to the survivors as the victims, or whatever, who refused to testify. She pushed back.
The judge used her, she attended a private meeting with Congress the previous September.
She stated publicly
She is willing
to testify under oath.
and wants the public to remember
Trump said fake news provoked.
Melania's statement.
Zampali back to denial on the same day.
Every side has spoken.
Breaking news hitting live from Capitol Hill today. Pam Bondi had a subpoena.
She walked away.
Breaking news, hitting live. Yeah. Breaking news, hitting live from Capitol Hill today. From Bundy had a subpoena and she walked away. House Oversight Committee said come sit and testify about the Epstein Files, and the DOJ said goodbye. Let us break it down, let us give you all the facts. March 4th the committee voted and that decision stands intact. Bipartisan subpoena, 5 Republicans agreed. Nancy Mace stood up and said the people have a need. 24-19, the gavel hit the floor. This was not a partisan move, both sides wanted more. Pam Bondi was Attorney General, confirmed and in the seat. Trump's pick for the Justice Department, taking on the heat. She promised full transparency on Jeffrey Epstein's case. Said the files are coming, said it all with a straight face. Congress passed the Epstein Files Transparency Act into law. November 2025 made it binding without a flaw. Millions of documents the DOJ released to the floor, but lawmakers on both sides said something felt offshore. Redactions everywhere, victims' names exposed by mistake. Republicans and Democrats that tell us what's at stake. Where is the client list? Where is the complete report? Bondi faced the pressure in every congressional court. She handed binders to influencers at the White House in February. The binders had no new information. Critics called it unnecessary. Conservative voices and progressive voices said the same thing loud. Where are the real documents hiding underneath this cloud?
This is the accountability call going out across the nation.
This is bipartisan subpoena
Issued after months of investigation.
What?
5 Republicans crossed the aisle.
Stood beside the rest.
Said Pam Bondi,
You were subpoenaed.
come in past the test.
Coming past the test. The Epstein Files are not a Democrat or Republican affair. The survivors are still watching and the public is still there. Answer the subpoena, sit down, raise your hand. The American people are demanding that you stand. April 2nd, 2026, Trump removed Bondi from her post. Sources said frustration ran deep from coast to coast. Her handling of the Epstein Files reportedly made him upset. 14 months into a tenure and the tenure reached its end. Todd Blank stepped in as acting AG without further delay. Trump posted on True Social, said she's heading to the private sector today. No specific reason given in the public announcement made, but the subpoena was already issued, and that subpoena stayed. Before she got the notice, the deposition date was set April 14th on the calendar, a day she would not get. Closed door session, House Oversight wanted sworn testimony and truth about the files, the redactions they were looking for, the proof. Nancy Mace in a letter said the subpoena still applies. All kind of signed alongside and said you cannot close your eyes. Being fired from the cabinet does not erase what you knew. The knowledge stays with Pam Bondi regardless of her title. New. April 8th, the announcement landed. DOJ sent the letter through, said Bondi would not be appearing. Here is our legal view. The subpoena was addressed to her in her official capacity. Now she no longer holds that title. That changes things drastically. Representative Garcia fired back and said that is not how this works. The subpoena carries a name, not just the title or the perks. You cannot dodge accountability by simply changing your position. This is evasion of a lawful order, not a legal proposition. April 14th arrived in the deposition room, said empty. Democrats responded to the absence in the statements with plenty. Jasmine Crockett said we will pursue contempt without hesitation. Robert Garcia said evading a lawful subpoena is evasion of the nation. The Hill reported Democrats were moving forward with the threat. No consent vote scheduled yet, but the warning has been set. The committee chair said he would speak with their attorney about a debt, but Democrats said every passing day
It's simply getting late.
Now, here is where the story gets complicated and precise. The subpoena document itself became the center of the vice. Addressed to Pamela J. Bondi, Attorney General of the United States. The language is the legal battleground at the center of debates. Nancy Mace argues she subpoenaed Bondi by her name, not by her role.
Official capacity
Versus personal capacity.
is the question taking toll.
Legal analysts said former officials had been compelled before. Leaving office does not automatically close the congressional door.
The Epstein Transparency Act itself limits what privileges apply.
Former officials cannot simply wave a legal banner
And say goodbye.
But enforcement of a contempt referral runs through the DOJ gate.
The same institution that is central to the oversight debate.
Republicans who voted yes,
Showing signs of hesitation now.
Burchett
Said she is a private citizen. unsure of next steps somehow.